Hey guys, Bix Weir, roadrunner.com, coming to you from QuikTrip. Yes, I am in St. Louis. Pretty cool. And I'm having my first ever, let me get the label right, QuikTrip coffee. Man, I walked in there and there's like 50 choices. It's like going into a Starbucks. You could get like a mocha frappuccino latte almond milk if you wanted. Crazy stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna try the QuikTrip. This is Bitcoin Ben's favorite. If you ever watch his videos, he's sitting in his truck drinking this stuff. He says it's like mother's milk. Now, I don't know who his mother is, but let's give it a try. Not bad, not bad. Better than 7-Eleven, but is that really saying much? Anyway, I'm coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri. We have the big Bitcoin Ben meetup coming up. That will be tomorrow, 17th. If you guys are anywhere in the neighborhood, get to St. Louis. No, it's not going to rain. Bitcoin Ben said he had a talk with the big man, and it's all taken care of. There will be no rain tomorrow. Then again, he said that when we were in Texas, in Blanco, and we had a little rain in the morning. So I don't know about Ben's connection, but he didn't hook us up then. Maybe he'll hook us up here. It's covered. There's parts of it covered, so we're going to be good. We're going to be singing. We're going to be drinking. Well, some of us will be drinking. We're going to be, what else are we going to be doing? Talking about freedom, talking about cryptos. It should be a pretty good turnout. So make sure if you're in the area, come. All right, since this is the morning horn of Z's, and I do have my QuikTrip, let's talk about some stuff that's going down right now in our markets. We are getting closer and closer to D-Day. Now, D-Day won't be a day. This is a day that everything flips over. It'll be a day that the powers that be, whoever's clicking the mouse, decides to click the mouse in order to make the markets go a little haywire, and then over time, we're going to figure out that, oh my God, there's got to be either a bailout of the current banking system or a transition to something new. I don't see a lot of will for a bailout anywhere in the world. I know that Ben and Cliff and everybody's saying, yeah, there's going to be lots of bailouts. You know, I'm not seeing that will anywhere. Do you really think Congress can agree on something, anything? I don't. So we'll see what happens. But we're getting closer to when the bankers need the bailout. Martin Armstrong just came out with an article saying, and he's normally the guy who says, no, there's not going to be anything crazy. Came out and said there's going to be some crazy stuff coming down because Europe is falling apart. And we all know who the biggest bank in Europe is, Deutsche Bank. And we all know who the biggest derivative holder in the world is, Deutsche Bank. Well, they're the biggest bank derivative holder that we know of. I have a sneaking suspicion the U.S. government and the Exchange Stabilization Fund, who can deal in derivatives and does not report to anybody, has a larger derivative book than Deutsche Bank. But we'll find out soon enough, I think. So if I hold this camera higher, oh, there we go. What was that, Amy? Hey, you guys, look who's over here. Where is she? There she is.
Hey
Yes, Amy's here trying to steer me as I'm walking with this thing. I got this new DJI recording stick Jeff Berwick was using. I'm like, that looks pretty cool. It's got a gimbal. So even though I'm shaking because I had to drink beer with Bitcoin Ben last night, I don't think the camera's shaking. Amy's pulling me out of the street. Thank you, Amy. So anyway, back to what I was talking about. I don't think there's going to be a bailout, but I do think we're going to run into some serious problems with our current financial system. I think Amy just led us into the bushes over here. And then what's going to happen? We need to get rid of some problems. That's the biggest thing. Biggest thing is the financial system we're living in today is unsustainable, and you've been hearing that for decades. Well, unsustainable stays unsustainable until either one or two things happen. One thing that could happen is they could fix the problems and it becomes sustainable. Is that what they've been doing? Have they been balancing budgets? Have they been getting rid of the debt? Have they been fixing all the banking issues? Have they been working on beautiful trade negotiation treaties? Have they been working on anything other than destroying it worse than it has already been destroyed? No. The reason why is very simple. They want to destroy the system. That was always the plan since Alan Greenspan invented the first computer programs to rig the markets in the 1960s. The plan was to destroy the old system and go to something new. Back then it was gold as a backing for money, as money. You look at the Fed documents, look at the Fed publication called Banking Basics. In that publication that was released with the Road to Ruta documents the same day, January 1st, 2007, shows a kid going into a bank with about 20 gold coins and redeeming it for cash. This is in the Federal Reserve Bank brochure called Banking Basics. That was the plan. This came out in 2007, literally. And then on September 11th, 2008, 2008, at 11 o'clock in the morning, you had the chaos hit. The financial run on the bank, $550 billion left the money market funds, and there was mass chaos. At that point in time, as Senator Ken Jaworski said, they had to make a decision. Do we open the Fed window and flood the system with money, or do we let it fail? They decided at the time to open the window, flood the system with money. What has been solved since that day? Nothing. It has gotten worse. Derivatives are bigger. The situation is bigger. The biggest thing is debt. There's more debt than there ever was before, ever. In the history of the world, more debt. Yes, as Trump says, the economy is doing fine. Of course it is. Look at all the debt you went into. Look at the Fed's opening their window. They're keeping rates low. Yes, everything will look fine, but it is unsustainable. Now, will we kick the can? I don't see it. I don't see it. And if we do kick the can, if you got cryptos, you got gold and silver, you're going to be riding high. Because it's the killer of the banks. Because people will have a place to go besides using the banksters. And that's what we need. That's what is needed in the world, and that's what's going to happen. So, that's where we stand as we sit here in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm headed over to Bitcoin Ben's house tonight. Going to stay there for a couple days, and we're going to do all our freedom stuff. I hear there's a big Airbnb flop house where a lot of the Litecoin people are going to be hanging out. So, of course, I want to hang out with the Litecoin people. Litecoin is the right coin. And for all these problems I'm talking about, what's the number one means of exchange cryptocurrency? Litecoin. Not even, people don't even disagree on that one. Yeah, Bix, but we won't need it. We'll never need it. The US dollar is just fine. The system's fine. They're going to bail people out. I don't think so. I think Litecoin's day is coming, and I'm real excited about it. So, yeah, $70 Litecoin is pretty cheap right now. Yes, it was $140. Yes, it was $4. Yes, it was $350. I don't care. The moment we need it as a means of exchange, Charlie says it's going to be ready. Says it's ready now. If we needed it, we don't need it. The day we need it, everybody's going to be buying Litecoin. We'll find out soon enough, though. Amy keeps grabbing my arm for some reason. Please tell us, Amy.
We're turning around.
We're turning around. Yes, we're out for our morning walk right now. So, yes, Litecoin is the right coin. Quick update on Veritaseum. I read through the SEC complaint. The SEC reminds me of the the jail administration where they were holding Jeffrey Epstein. Completely corrupt. I read through it. I'm like, holy crap. I have a feeling they're going to lose the case. If they lose the case, all of a sudden you have a cryptocurrency, a crypto token. It's really a software that is going to facilitate peer-to-peer exchanges when the other exchanges go down. The timing of it would be unbelievable. Just as the exchanges go down, the world is exposed to something that can solve that problem of these criminal exchanges. And that is in Cliff High's data. That Veritaseum, the government goes to Veritaseum to fix a problem. And that problem is these criminal exchanges that trade thousands of times the underlying asset. So, yeah, yes, it is hard to buy Veritaseum right now. It's like, catching a falling knife. Reggie Middleton has done it right. I think he's going to win this case against these criminal SEC employees. I think there was 5 of them that signed on to this thing. And you read through it, it's like, wow, they hate Reggie. They're calling him, he bragged about being a financial guru. You don't write that in an official court document. It's ridiculous. The whole thing is ridiculous. So they don't like Reggie. I like Reggie. I think he's cool. Anyway, we're going to find out soon enough. The hearing is set for the 22nd of whether or not they're going to freeze Reggie's assets. Now, what happens to Veritaseum when they freeze Reggie's assets? Yeah, it's a blow because he's a centralized figure in Veritaseum. Will someone else pick up the ball? Well, Reggie's got a patent on it. Because it was software, they were able to patent it because it was software. So yeah, the SEC's got a long way to go to call Veritaseum a security. And it's interesting that they picked Veritaseum because there's a whole lot of other crypto tokens that are securities. Whereas Reggie did all the right things. They said, he had no product. He bought $500,000 worth of gold and silver. Yeah, that's why he was veritizing it, to show the world it worked as a software. So we're gonna find out. This is not investment advice. It's a long shot that Veritaseum will do what Cliff High said, go 1-to-1 with Bitcoin. But if Reggie does win this situation and the exchanges do shut down, that's how it happens. So I'd hang on to my Veri if you have Veri. Anyway, that's what I got for you right now. Going to hang out with Bitcoin Ben. We got to test his new speakers. I'll probably be doing a live chat on Bitcoin Ben's channel today. So keep an eye out for that. And might be doing live chats at Road to Ruta soon. People are asking for it. And I like it. I just got to get moderators to keep all the trolls at bay. And yeah, that's where we are. Anyway, from St. Louis, Missouri, QuikTrip rocks. It's lovely. Talk to you guys later.